Hey everyone, welcome to episode 5 of the Heritage Arts Podcast. We're Tim and Kayla, owners of Heritage Arts Co., located in Minnesota. This is a podcast about arts and handcrafts. Today is October 15th, and we will be talking about knitting, cross-stitch, and watercolor. So starting off with our whips.
Yep.
What are you working on, Tim?
So, if you've been following me on Instagram, you know I've been working on this stocking by Stony Creek. You got it? Mm-hmm. Thank you. Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Been working on that stocking by Stony Creek, Christmas in the Woods. And here is my update on this. Here, hold that over your face.
Gladly.
So, I think last time I didn't really have any of this greenery done. I had finished this page here, which was kind of a cheating page that I had finished. So I've done a lot of work in this last week, and I really want to start the deer on here. I love deer. But all the snow and the tree on here. Yeah,
hit me.
Poke you in the face here. I'm sick and tired of doing it, to be honest.
You're especially sick of the snow.
Yeah.
You were sick of that from like the first stitch.
So, in order to treat myself, I need to get done with the trees and the snow before I can start on the deer.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to bust through this right now, and I am really gaining. I mean, you can start to see
the deer, and it is fun to start to be able to see that silhouette. But yeah, you're kind of saving the main deer stitching for a reward once you finish some of the bigger.
Yeah, I have just a little bit left of one of the green colors of the tree, but there's still 2 other greens and like 3 different colors of whites. Ugh. It's, to Stony Creek's credit, it is a phenomenal pattern.
Yeah.
But the snow, my gosh, I'm sick of doing it. I can't see it. Sure, I have to have the magnifying glass with the light all hooked up. I look really cool when I'm doing it. Kayla will have to take a picture sometime.
Yeah, I'll take a picture sometime.
Yeah, I'm over all the snow, and I've barely done any compared to how much is on the pattern. So
just shivered, I'm cold.
It is a little chilly down here. It is like 30 degrees outside, so
yeah,
and we're in our basement, so
yeah, I wonder how cold it is down here. Sorry, so if I'm just like shivering throughout, that's why, everyone.
So that is my whip currently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just busting through all this greenery.
Yeah. I feel like with knitting, people talk about really hating to knit with dark colors, but like especially with just like a plain black, people hate knitting with that because it's just like harder to see the stitches. And on the flip side, I think white is that for cross stitch, especially
white on
especially
this
when you're
cloth.
on when you're on a natural colored cloth.
I did want to say I don't think we've said it in this Aida cloth. I'm pretty sure it's 14 count Aida cloth. I'm stitching this with 2 strands of DMC floss.
Mm-hmm. I think we're using DMC for all of it.
Yeah,
I'm not doing any of it anymore, but
on the pattern there's DMC and I forget the other one that it was, but
Glisten Gloss.
Yes.
Yeah. So there were a couple because if you remember kind of the origins of this pattern, I actually had started it long ago and never made much progress. So Tim took over when he took up cross stitching. And when I originally bought all the floss, I wasn't in the position or mindset to buy any specialty floss. So I just got it is mostly in DMC, but there are just a couple specialty ones. So I had just gotten the DMC equivalents, and you know what? It was Glisten Gloss, and then there was also one over-dyed floss.
Yep, and the over-dyed one would have been nice to have in hindsight, but no one's ever gonna know. So.
No, well, now you all know, but you won't know where it is, I guess. I definitely think it could have been nice, but I don't think it's gonna make or break it, certainly.
Yeah. I mean, it calls for doing 2 strands of floss.
Yep.
On here, and
it looks nice.
I really like the coverage. I mean, you can't really see anything where the floss has been put, which I really like that dense, thick coverage on my cross stitching.
Yeah, I think there's a place for that kind of finer, more sparse look to it, but especially with how illustrative this is, I think it looks really nice with it. Very full coverage. Yeah.
So that's my whip.
That's your only whip that you're working on.
Yeah. What are you working on?
Well, I am working on much of the same stuff as last week. No new cast-ons this week.
Some of it, though, or at least one is an FO, so that'll be nice.
Yes. I do have one FO. Well, I have more than one to show, but yeah. So I think I showed these last week, my straightforward mitts. I've made no progress on them. They're still just cuffs. I haven't worked much on these, but I have done a bit more on my other mitt that I'm working on. So let me grab that. I was kind of laughing to myself, as I do. So I always notice on podcasts, everyone says, oh, I'm working on this and I have it in this project bag. And some people have just they have their project bags, their stitch markers, and their projects all kind of coordinated and matching, which if you know me, which you do, that is very aspirational for me.
Well, I aspire to that. Is that me or no?
Yeah, that's kind of you too.
It is me. Yeah. That sounds really fun. Yeah,
I know.
We need to aspire to do that. Yeah, we do aspire to that.
But as I also mentioned on, I think, the last podcast, we're cheap. So we're cheap, and I am one of those people that just collects bags. So cloth grocery bags, I have.
Well, I'm using my project bag as a cloth grocery bag.
Yeah. And I just have I've always been like this. I just love having little bags for trinkets and stuff. So, I just have a collection of them. So I wanted to be like the professional YouTubers who show off what bag they're using. So I'm using this gold bag. This gold bag was a freebie with a Estee Lauder Christmas package. You can tell because it has the Estee Lauder logo on the zipper. One of those freebies that comes with those big, not that you've probably really paid attention to it, but for anyone that has, Black Friday, every major department store has their big makeup packages.
Oh, I see them. Mm-hmm. We tend to walk through that door going into the...
Yeah. And so they have the big makeup packages and perfume, that come in this big sampler thing, and it always comes with the bag for the year. And so my mom and I have always kind of done we'll get something and split it in the past. And so this was one of those. I also have a coordinated luggage case kind of look, suitcase looking one that's the same bright gold. So that's my fancy project bag, you guys. It was an Estee Lauder freebie because my mom likes Estee Lauder perfume. So that's this project bag. This project bag is just a classic organic canvas. It was, I think, a grocery, a little reusable produce bag.
I'll make sure to bring my bag down for next podcast.
Yes, show that off. So anyway, super fancy. But this is my Cloudburst mitt that I'm working on, and that is a design by Arianne Gray. And I'm doing that in Knit Picks palette in the Iris colorway. It's that beautiful kind of purpley, heathered purple look. And this is where I showed you guys last week, and this is how much I've done.
So I was just gonna ask, do you move that every week?
So yeah, I had put this here after our last podcast, and then this is how much I've worked since then. So I've done 2 lace repeats. I'm on the 3rd lace repeat, and you can't really tell, but I am starting the gusset for the thumb. So I've made really good progress on this.
When did you do that?
While we were watching, I don't know, football, probably, or baseball, I don't know. The last couple nights, really.
Huh.
It's been going really quick. Yeah.
Good.
So I know. I'm really like, you seem quite surprised.
I am.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been cross-stitching that all time, so I guess I haven't
haven't been paying attention to me. Yeah, I did maybe 3 rows today, just kind of throughout the day randomly.
Nice.
But yeah, so I've gotten 2 more full lace repeats done. Really loving how this is coming out. Yeah, I'm knitting it on US 2.5, 3 millimeter. I want to say that's what was called for in the pattern. I'm pretty sure. And that's actually what the other pair of mitts is on too, but I'm knitting those on, these I'm knitting on bamboo, and the other ones I'm knitting on my Addy Turbos. So bamboo versus metal, I don't know. I like them. I kind of like them both, but for different things. So I could go on about that, but I won't.
Oh, darn.
You're like, please don't. Please don't. I will someday, but maybe in a knitting specific little special podcast. Yeah, so again, this is my progress keeper from CakeryBakery Charms, my little waffle. So I'm very happy with my progress on these. They're going super quick. But as I mentioned, I did not work a lot on the other mitts, and I think I've mentioned how I'm working on them 2 at a time. I don't normally do things 2 at a time, and I'm wondering if this is the evidence of why I don't work on them 2 at a time. I don't find myself reaching for them. So we'll see if I continue working them 2 at a time, or I might switch back. I'm wondering if I might finish this one, work on one of those mitts, come back to the second one of this, and then kind of alternate just to mix it up a little bit. But yeah, so I'm wondering if that's why I am not working on them as much as because of the 2 at a time. It seems like such a good idea, and I know there are people that really swear by it, but I still don't know if it's for me. But anyway, so that's one whip. My other whip is still my Faucet crop. I can talk. So Faucet again is a design by Devin Ventry, Knitty McPurley, and it is a short sleeve color work yoke kind of sweater. Tim will hold this up for me, perhaps. Yeah. So actually, can you flip it around? Yeah. Got, of course, my wonderful little popcorn charm. So it's rolled up, so you can't see a ton of progress, but I did make some progress on it. Maybe an inch from when I last, but
have you decided
if
it's
so
going to be
I was
crop
just
or not?
I was just gonna get there. So
Oops, sorry.
Stop interrupting. I'm just kidding. But really, stop interrupting me. No. So can you hold it up a little more? So yeah, I didn't work a ton on it, but what I did get to was the end of one of my balls. And so this is the point at which I'm kind of trying now to decide, do I want to do it cropped? Because I think I tried it on today, which, by the way, it would have been pretty humorous trying to watch me like get it off with this cord in it and making sure I didn't. It was right before you came home. And I was just like praying that Noah didn't want to be like picked up and then he would spit up all over it or something. He didn't. He did all right. But so yeah, if I want to do it cropped, I think I could probably stop now, which would be nice because I just finished a ball. And so yeah, I have not decided, still trying to decide. I think this week I might kind of try it on, show it on my Instagram story and see what people think.
Do a poll.
Do a little poll. But yeah, so again, just kind of to recap, because I don't think I shared many of the specifics last time. This teal color was actually a custom dyed colorway from Campfiber yarns. She had dyed it up for another sweater that I did for one of my friend's babies. And these are just kind of the leftovers from that. The charcoal color well, yeah, you can mostly see it down here. The charcoal color is from String Theory Dye Works, which I actually found out is going out of business. So you really can't find it maybe there's some shops that stock it, but you can't buy it on their website anymore, I don't think.
Was this the same one as my vest?
No.
Oh.
No.
It's similar.
It is similar. But you can find it in Ravelry stashes and stuff like that. So I do a lot of yarn shopping in Ravelry stashes. I don't know. Sometimes you get a good deal. Like, I got a pretty good deal on this. And sometimes it's just nice to, like, be buying something that someone else isn't going to use. And I don't know. It's just a nice kind of circular way of doing it. So, and then finally, this kind of caramely color is called Brulee, and that is from Brine Dye Works. And this one I did buy specifically to kind of go with these other two colors. And Charity from Brine does really beautiful colorways, and almost all of her colorways, I think, all the names are food inspired, because she actually was a chef before she was a yarn dyer. So she just has a really neat kind of take on things, and some really beautiful colorways. So those are all of the colors that I've been using on that. And then I've been knitting on bamboo needles. I have a clover interchangeable set. I didn't actually buy them as a set. I just kind of have bought them over the last 7 years or so. And I just buy a needle size when I need it. I buy a cord size when I need it. And it's been a nice way to just kind of build my set. So, I've been working on that. I think I did use a different needle size than the pattern had called for. And I had swatched it a couple times actually with, I think 3 different needle sizes before I found the one, but that is imperative to do with a sweater. I will not fully get on my swatching soapbox right now, but if anyone comes at me and says, I hate swatching, I have an earful for you, because I think swatching is so important. It's one of my little nerdy things, I guess. But I have, I'll link either below or on the Ravelry show notes my project page for this. And I have kind of all my notes of how I swatched and how I landed on the needle size that I did, because I kind of did end up still in between needle sizes for the gauge, and so I just chose a size based on that. So I have all my notes there. If any of you are on Ravelry, be my friend, please. I love all of the tools that Ravelry has, and I think it's just so helpful for keeping my notes together and just commemorating all my projects and having a good way of logging that. So so faux set is coming along. Like I said, I will try to just make a dang decision if I'm gonna crop it or not. Might have to kind of look through my closet and see how I might wear it. The other option, and I actually thought of this today, was that I could just, right now I feel like I don't have anything to wear it cropped with. Mm-hmm. So I was thinking I could always just knit it to full length, finish it to full length, and then if someday I do finally get around to sewing that hinterland dress that I really want, then, and if I find other things that I would want it cropped with, I could always frog it to a certain point.
You're really good at doing that.
Yeah, I am really good at frogging. And I have no shame in it. Because I commented this on someone's Instagram post the other day. They were talking about frogging, and I said, I have never regretted frogging something. I have regretted not frogging something. So that is another little soapbox I have. But anyway, I'll be done. I'll be done for now.
Will you?
Will I? Yes, I'm done. Okay, speaking of done, finished objects.
Yes.
Yes. What's your finished objects? What are your finished objects?
So I hinted at it last week. Wanted to see how far I got, and I got to where I wanted. Mm-hmm. my finished objects are my new cross-stitch designs.
Yeah, some new patterns.
So which one should I show first? I have two that are going to be for sale by the time we publish this.
Yeah.
So if you
show that one first. Yeah.
If you are watching this, pause, go over to our Etsy shop and
linked below.
Go buy them, please.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the first FO, my first. Actually, I am gonna.
Or did you do that one first? Yeah, you did that one first. Okay.
So my first cross stitch design is this little mailbox, and they are, or both of the ones that I'm going to show here are Christmas ornament size. They're done on 3-inch hoops. It's 14 count 8 of cloth, 2 strands of DMC floss. And I don't know, I really like this cute, simplistic design. Here's our
pattern page.
Cover page. So as you can see here too, I've adjusted some things. It fills it out a little better. Yeah. This was my test. This was my test stitch, trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to do. We used Max Stitch. Yep. To do our patterns. Great little.
Yeah, it was a good find.
Pattern creator.
Yep. I'm trying to. There was somebody. Let me look it up. But you can keep talking.
Yeah. So. The great part of both of these designs that I'm showing today, they are customizable. So the number on here is customizable for, I want to say you can fit 5 numbers on here. Depending if you have multiple ones, you can fit probably like 8, 9.
Depending on your address.
Yeah, depending on your address, you could, if you have a lot of ones in your address to put on a mailbox, you could have a lot of numbers on there. So, I don't know, there's a few things on here. I really like how I designed the mailbox to sit in the grass, and
nice
the
little touches.
Weeds around the mailbox.
Yeah.
And then for this pattern, I decided I wanted some cute little flowers on the bottom, and I had never done a French knot, so I learned how to do French knots, put them on the pattern. I think it all turned out really well. I also realized I did the flag backwards on my test stitch, which is why it's a test stitch.
Yeah, and who corrected that?
You did.
And you're like, is that really how a flag is? I was like, yeah, that's like how our mailbox flag is.
So in the pattern, I also have a bunch of different numbers in the same style.
Yeah.
So
you charted out a set of digits.
Yep.
If the stitcher wanted to use something different, if they wanted to do their own little numbers, like they certainly could. So if you do have a lot more numbers for whatever reason, I mean, you certainly could amend it. It's fully customizable that way. But we did think it was important to just include what will fit nicely. And
so I wanted a quick little design that you can kind of do in an afternoon or something, and also that you'd be able to hang on an ornament, a nice fun gift for somebody.
It'd be a great first home if someone bought a home this year or moved or just, I mean, I think anytime you can commemorate the space you live, I think it's really special to do that. So we call this, it's part of the You Are Here collection, which brings me to my second pattern, is a little street sign. With an adorable little fire hydrant. I love it.
So this same 14 count Ada cloth on a 3-inch hoop, and you might be able to see it better on this. So 14 count Ada cloth, 3-inch hoop, 2 strands of floss, and it's also part of the You Are Here collection. I have on here, I stitched it with just Main Street on there, but this is also customizable to whatever street you live on.
Yeah, and we've included an alphabet for that too.
Yeah, so I what you said that really nicely. I laid out, or what did you say earlier for the numbers? I already forgot.
Wow, I forgot too.
We designed it to match. All the letters match. It's in the same type of font. And what is also nice about this, if you have a little longer street name, you can add
really easy to just add columns on the side.
On each side to fit that on. So both are part of our You Are Here collection. The Flosstube designs. So my first 2 designs, and
they'll be live.
They'll be live when you see this for instant download on Etsy. They're going to be, I believe, $2 a piece. So go check it out. Like I said, really quick designs. I just test stitched them and we put them on just a standard white background. We do think it'd be really cool if you did it in a
on a blue cloth would be really neat, because then it would kind of look like the sky. If you really wanted to get crafty, you could dye your own sunset or horizon.
That would be really cool.
I know.
So if you do
that's why I thought of it.
If you do buy these designs and stitch it up, please tag us on Instagram. We would love to see it. And we just really hope you like them. Did you find?
So what I was gonna say, he had mentioned we use Max Stitch, and we had actually gotten that tip from Heather LaForce. She and her husband also have they're starting to do cross stitch designs, and she's done I think some of her own artwork as cross stitch. And so she was the one that had tipped me off to Max Stitch and using that for, it sounds like it's kind of the industry standard, but I just wanted to thank you, Heather, for
thank you very much.
Cueing us into that, because this was Tim was just like, I think I want to design something, and we're like, okay, how do we even start that? So but Max Stitch was super easy to use. It seemed like you figured out a lot on it.
Very user friendly. And my design process for these 2, I wanted to make something where a beginner could do these, and somebody who's been cross stitching a long time that wanted to do some quick gifts for somebody. It's kind of good for both, and then to incorporate some of the French knots and things like that, and some back stitching in there as well. I thought even for a beginner, it's a small piece to kind of get your feet wet a little bit. So,
and if you were really scared of French knots, you could leave the flowers off. But flowers are so cute.
And
why would you want to? Once
you learn how to do a French knot, they are not scary and really fun to do.
Yeah, they're so cute. So,
So, they're available on Etsy, so check them out.
Hop on over there. We'll link below. And like we said, tag us if you stitch it up. We'd love to see it.
So that, I believe, is my only FO. Well, I guess it's 2 FOs. I am going to probably finish stitching these both and finish off the backs, because they're going to... Oh, here's a needle. I was wondering where that was.
I love having loose needles around with a 5-month-old.
But I want to finish off the backs because these will go on our tree this year. And if you're wondering where we live, no, we do not live on Main Street.
Main Street. No, we don't. We live near a main street, but yes. I think most people probably do. Probably. All right. My FOs?
Your FOs.
My FOs. Okay, well, first I will start off with one of my kind of archived FOs that I've been showing off the last couple podcasts. And that is the Nordic Trail vest.
Here, let me
see it.
Hold it up.
Yeah, I might try it on too. Well, you can see it well enough. Yeah. So this vest, a Nordic Trail vest, it's
I don't know if you can see me, I'm peeking through.
No, you can't.
Oh, bummer.
So it is a bulky weight vest. And it has just a little bit of kind of a lace-ish detail. This is on the back, of course. And then just some eyelet kind of eyelet detail on the front. The original pattern does not have a shawl collar, but I added that. So I just worked some short rows to basically to work extra rows just around the collar. So you could probably try it on. Please don't. I don't want you to stretch it. So yeah, I had finished this early 2020, I guess it was. Actually, I know that I finished it. I don't remember exactly when I finished it. The tangent I was going to go on was the fact that I was working on this when I had to take my gestational diabetes test.
Oh, yeah. You passed.
I failed the first time. Inexplicably, because then the second time I passed with flying colors, which I knew I would because
anyway.
My blood sugar is always good. So anyway, I had worked on this during that, I remember. And so this is knit from some wool that I bought at the Dane County Farmers Market in Madison, Wisconsin. And so I bought that actually the summer before. And I knew that I wanted to make kind of a neutral colored vest because I love wearing vests.
And neutral colors.
Well, I have a puffy white, Old Navy quilted vest that is kind of my standard, but I wanted something that was maybe a little more office appropriate. Little did I know, once I finished it, I wouldn't be in an office anymore. And then I quit my job, so not in an office at all. We're in an office right now, I guess, / craft room. So anyway, this is from a local shepherdess near Madison. Beldenville, I want to say. That might be wrong though. So Wisconsin Highland Farms is the shepherdess. I don't know. They're not really a dyer. It's natural wool, so it's not dyed at all. Yeah. So I got that down there, and it's a really nice, cozy. I think it is washable, but it doesn't feel like a super wash.
Smell woolly?
No, it doesn't smell very woolly. Sorry. Yeah. But I don't think you can really find it on the yarn online anywhere. It's just, she sells at the farmer's market. And so if you live in or around Madison,
and they have
the farmer's market. Well, they do have it right now. It's just you pre-order.
Do they right now too? It's October.
Well, yeah, they might be They do have a winter market though, so I would bet she could potentially even be part of the winter market. But yeah, so it was just really neat to be able to buy not that we're local there, but I grew up there, so local-ish yarn, and to knit that up. And yeah, it's been a very versatile piece even still. It's a nice little thing to just put on over whatever flannel I'm wearing. Your thing is kind of the flannel, but I have quite a bit of flannel myself. It's kind of a necessity when you live in Minnesota, I think. So my other FO is not knitting, but it is the home portrait that
very exciting. Mm-hmm. You've been talking about how this is going to be your FO for weeks.
Yes, it has taken me a long time. It has taken me a very long time. these portraits always do take a really long time, and it's taken even longer now with really being able to only work on it like very intermittently. So to my patron who has commissioned this, Caitlin, I don't know if you're watching, probably not, but oh well. Thank you for your patience because this has taken a long time. But this is finally my FO. And
so pretty.
Yeah, so this is, I still have it on my board, but I will take it off and mat it and everything. But just a beautiful little quaint, home that is by the river. And I'm really happy with how it's come out. So, yeah.
I haven't really looked at it.
I'll go ahead. Yeah, I've been doing these home portraits for maybe 2 years. And I've done a handful, and so I do really enjoy doing them when I can have kind of this extended time to work on it. So here it is again. It's an 8x10. I used to sell them on Etsy, but I don't think I could sustain that anymore. So it is truly, I think, a hobby now. But
yes.
Yeah. A hobby that, I mean, I'll still sell them.
Yeah.
But
a hobby that pays when you do it.
Yeah. So probably not minimum wage though with the time I put in. That's kind of a no-no in the art world, I guess, to not to not charge a ton for it, but I do really enjoy working on it. So fun FO to finally be able to show off. I'll be putting pictures of it on Instagram once I have it matted and everything. Once it's kind of, I don't have like tape, artist tape around it. But yes, that is a big FO to have done. And then another FO, which is neither knitting nor painting, but it is tech editing, is a pattern release that one of the designers that I work with has had this week. So Shannon of JustLivin Designs, she has released her Around the Block cowl. And it's a pattern that I edited. We'll put a picture over here. In front of Tim. But it's a cowl that uses mini skeins, and she did it kind of with a set of Christmassy colors, like a Christmas mini set. And it is worked in the round, and then you can also do kind of this Mobius twist with it, so that when you loop it around your neck, it kind of is twisted and bundled a little bit more. But it has this nice little block of lace in it that is these little houses. And she was just kind of inspired by, the fact that we're all kind of at home, but at least where she lives in Montana, and I think kind of same for us where we live, you can always go for a walk. And I think that's been really great for us. And during this like quarantine time, I know it's something that everyone is able to do depending on where you live. So we've been very grateful for the opportunity to just walk around the block. Yeah. So that was her pattern. Like I said, she did it in the Christmas colors. I also wanted to share a picture that one of her test knitters did. And we'll put that picture here again. And this one was done by, let me just look at the notes. A knitter, her Instagram handle is SnickleAndMrB, and we'll link that below. But she did this with a set of Halloween mini skein colors, and I love the colors that it turned out to be. It's not like in your face Halloween, but it does look kind of Halloweenish, and it makes me just want to eat like 8 Reese's peanut butter cups. And I just think that was super cute because it's like, I don't know what people are doing for trick-or-treating this year. Noah's a little too young for us to take him out, even if we would have been going out. But it's just kind of a nice thought of, going around the block to trick-or-treat. Might be a little different this year, but I think that this cowl is just a really beautiful kind of representation of that. So that was one of my FOs, was finishing that edit, and now that it's officially released, it's really finished. And just one more thing, Noah's making noise, so I'm gonna go get him. But one more thing I wanted to mention is that Shannon does have a promotion on the pattern right now through Monday the 19th. Is that right? Monday the 19th?
I think that makes sense.
It's the Monday after this podcast goes up. And so she has a 15% off promotion. I will link her Instagram and her Ravelry below, and she has the codes there to get 15% off the pattern as kind of a release promotion. So we're going to pause. I'm going to go put our son back to bed, and we'll be back.
And we're back.
We're back. He's asleep.
He is asleep, but...
Well, I think.
Do you hear that?
Ah, I do.
It's
Kayla's Christmas list.
Kayla's Christmas list.
Well, this is the time of the podcast where I share a couple of my favorite makers that have stood out to me this week. And really, this is for my personal Christmas list for Tim to select some crafty gifts from.
Which I still have yet to select.
Well,
so
that's good because I still have more to share.
I was going to say, any maker we haven't mentioned yet,
yeah,
good for you.
Yeah.
You're in the running.
You're still in the running. But I also think this is a great opportunity just to share some of the other makers that are out there, and maybe you want to put them on your Christmas list as well. So I will start kind of cataloging these and having links to all them, but for now they're just right in the show notes. So today I have two that I want to share. The first one actually is the test knitter that I had just shared about for Shannon's Cowl. SnickleAndMrB is the name of her Etsy shop, her Instagram and her Etsy shop, but she is a project bag maker. And she has just some really, really neat project bags out right now. She has quite a few more seasonal ones that are like Halloween kind of themed, and just some cool fabrics there. She has a couple different sizes of bags, but the one that really stood out to me was one that is called, the style is called Keep It Real, and it's real like a fishing reel. Oh. And you know how I love a pun. But it's just a really cute little fabric. I'll show it in a picture over here. And so it's kind of a fishing theme. And the inside, I couldn't quite tell, but the inside almost looked like, I guess it wouldn't be a topographical map, but what's a map called where it shows the depths of the lake? I'm sure it has a name. Well, anyway.
I have no idea.
Topographical map. I mean, that kind of... It looked like it might have been that kind of print on the inside, and then like fish on the outside. And I just thought that was a really cute pattern. And I thought that could be something like that style would be something fun to have for like any projects I would work on for you.
Yeah. And
just kind of themed like that. So that is my official Christmas list entry from her shop. Again, SnickleAndMrB's, we'll link it below, but lots of really neat project bags. And these are mostly knitting project bags, knitting and crochet. Last week I shared some project bags that also were for cross stitch and needlepoint, where they are like kind of a flatter style, but these are all more of kind of
flatter or more flat?
More flat. I should know this.
I don't know. I am terrible at grammar if you haven't been able to tell.
And I am mostly good at grammar.
That just sounded weird.
At least in writing. Sometimes when I speak, it's all bets are off.
Sorry to call you out in the middle of our podcast.
That's all right. So, yeah, more flat. Flatter or more flat? I don't know. We'll find out. But yeah, these are more of the bucket style. Some are drawstring, some are zipper. But yeah, just really neat project bags. And then the second one that I want to share is a shop that is actually relaunching. So if you're watching this Sunday when it releases, they relaunched yesterday, Saturday. And this is Spur Creek Farm. So this used to be a dyer called Old Wire. Oh, now I'm forgetting the name. I'll put it right below here. I think it was just Old Wire Co. or something like that. And so she was a yarn dyer. She took some time off, and now she and her family are actually kind of relaunching their shop. And so they're going to have, I think, a variety of different kind of knitting things. I think she might be doing some dyeing again, some other kits things like that. But the item that really stood out to me was something that she shared as on her Instagram, kind of promoting their shop launch, which is this this little needle gauge that has this beautiful little butterfly kind of design on it. And so this is something that I think they do. I think it's like a laser cut and laser engraved one. And it sounds like her son is the one that's actually doing it. Her son named Noah, which I thought was neat. So her son is kind of taking over some of that part of what they're doing in their shop. And I'm excited to see what else they are doing in their shop. I know that they have a farm, and so I think they do kind of small batch, like low production kind of a dairy. But that's what their main thing is, but they're still kind of getting back into this fiber side. So I'm excited to see that shop relaunching. So we will link, I believe they're not on Etsy anymore. They are now on their own hosted website. So we'll link that below. Again, that's Spur Creek Farm, and they can be found on Instagram as well. So those are my 2 Kayla's Christmas list entries, and yeah, so take note. Well, those are some good options. So yeah. What do we have up next? I
don't know what that
means. So scouting. I wanted to add a new section to our podcast talking about just some projects that we are looking forward to, maybe have firm plans for, maybe just kind of our aspirational. So yeah, we had talked about this, and you do have kind of what you have upcoming.
Meant.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So your upcoming.
Yeah, my upcoming project, and I had shared that I got this just over a week ago. It's this pattern from Ink Circles. It's called Arranging Tools. Get the light on here good. So I'm going to be starting this fairly soon. It's an upcoming project. I kind of wanted to get some of my patterns online or on our Etsy shop and kind of tidy a couple other things up. I haven't been out in my wood shop all week. I'm starting to wonder if I'm going to even finish those nightstands before winter. I hope so.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start this soon. It's it's going to go on 30 count linen, and I don't have any linen yet. So I have decided I am going to do it on linen. I'm not going to do it on any Aida cloth. I am going to do that. You had talked to your mom today.
Yeah, and my mom said she might have some.
She might have some, or might have some 28 count. I think I do want to do it on 30 count. But
just to keep it in the frame size that
you're
wanting,
this will, because this will fit in a standard 5x7 frame,
or a 5x7 mat if you wanted to put in a bigger frame.
That's true. Yep. And the design size is over 2 threads of DMC floss. I'm guessing that's pretty standard over a lot of patterns, but I really like how full that 2 threads of floss does on these patterns. So this is my upcoming project that I'm going to be working on. Did I have any other? I mean, I do have other upcoming projects that I'm going to be working on, but I don't think.
Yeah, I think that was the most kind of immediate one that you have. Yeah. Are you're gonna start that while you're still working on your stocking though? Just kind of to have something else. That would be a nice one too, because it does have little things you can kind of work on here and there. Yeah,
I with having a 5-month-old, I find, we have 10 minutes here and there. So if I can
10 minutes, that's generous. We have 5 minutes. I
have 10 minutes here and there. You have 5 minutes here and there.
Sometimes you only have 5 minutes.
Yes. So I'm looking forward to doing this because if you look at the tools on here, they're pretty small where I can take a pliers and quick do one of the pliers in 5 minutes.
Yeah. So that'll be really nice.
That'll be my upcoming project. I'll probably start it in the next week or two as long as I have some linen.
Can get some linen.
And then you'll start to see the progress on that.
I think you have almost, you'll have to double check.
Yeah, I'll look at the floss.
Because I had gotten, when I bought you that, because I bought that for him for his birthday, when I bought you the pattern, I did buy some of the floss, but I couldn't get all the colors.
I think we need 1 or 2 colors still. So I'll be getting that and the linen in the upcoming 1 to 2 weeks. Yeah. Probably won't be this next week.
No, probably not. Yeah, I don't know.
We'll get it soon. You'll start to see progress on it. We'll see how long it takes me. I feel like I'm a pretty quick stitcher, so I don't think it's going to take me too long.
You like to find those little marginal times that you can really just chip away at it. So, yeah.
Well, how about you?
Yeah, I have. So I have. I always have quite a few things that I'm kind of scouting for upcoming projects. But one of my things for this year, and probably even through this next year, is really working down my stash. Not that I have a big stash, I don't. It's really just a big, it's just a Rubbermaid tub. But I do really want to work through some of that before I buy yarn for some other bigger projects that I am scouting for further down the line. But I have kind of been thinking about what I want to plan and kind of intentionally do that. So, on the Noble Character Crafts podcast, Amy is hosting the Make 9 2020 Mal, and she's been doing that since the beginning of the year. But I
feel like I've heard her say that for a while now.
So she's been, it's been for the whole year. But she does reiterate on every podcast that it's not too late to join in. So I'm taking you up on that, Amy. It's not too late to join in. Hopefully within the next week or so, I am going to post my 9 projects that I want to work on through the end of the year. And so the idea is that you just make a little kind of grid of the 9 projects that you want to work on and just kind of track your progress on those. So she's been doing a make along with that. It's really any craft, but she does a lot of knit and crochet. So I am going to share that. I actually am going to put the picture right here so you can kind of see what my grid will look like, but I am going to share it on Instagram and share some more details about those. So 2 that I want to highlight right now, though, are the Chouette, I think it's pronounced Chouette, hat, which is a children's hat. Well, it comes for any size. I'm going to do it in a children's size, and it's using a bulky weight yarn. So the reason I wanted to do this pattern is, number 1, it's adorable. It looks like a little owl. But number 2, it will actually use the remainder of the yarn that I have left from my vest. And so I thought that would be really nice to use it that way. I'm gonna probably I have to double check the yardage, but I'm probably gonna make the actual child size versus the infant size. Because man, babies grow so fast.
Oh, and
ours
is
especially
huge.
Somehow. So I would be very nervous to make an infant size. I might just make the child size. He might not even wear it for the next year.
Please.
But he might.
Look at his noggin.
He's
might. Huge.
He got a big head. He got a big everything. So that's one. And then the other one that I think I'll share about today is, I talked about in our first podcast how I tried to make Noah a pair of socks, and they ended up not working out for a variety, for many reasons. But I've been thinking about what I think would work for him and for just this stage that he's in where he's growing so much. And I think what I've landed on is that I want something that's a little oversized for the sock, but that has a tie that would go kind of around the ankle. And so the pattern that I found is one that I've kind of had bookmarked on Ravelry for a while, and that's the Suesie Dale socks, designed by a homespun house. Molly is her name, Molly of a homespun house. And so she has designed these socks that kind of have, it's a very Nordic, Swedish kind of motif. They were originally designed with little hearts, but as you'll see in the picture that we'll put in, and you're making me do a lot of editing this week. I'm throwing a lot of editing at you. But she has also designed them with little tree color work motif. So I think I'm probably I'm going to do the tree style for that for Noah. And that I'm going to use just some of my Knit Picks palette yarn that I have in my stash. I think that will be a good yarn to use for that. So like I said, I'm going to try to make them a little oversized because this boy's feet grow so fast. He's wearing like 12-month shoes right now.
And he's 5 months old.
So, so yeah, I think I'm going to go with kind of a little bit oversized and with the tie kind of around the ankle, just to make sure that they stay on. But I think that's going to be something good for the winter for him. So those are the two that I wanted to share from my Make 9 2020 mail grid that are kind of something that I'm scouting out, that I'm looking at doing. I don't know all the details yet, and I probably won't be casting on for a little while, but those are something that I kind of want to keep at the forefront, so that I do kind of keep myself accountable to get them done. So you'll see that one of the other ones that's on my Make 9 is my faux set crop. And I also wanted to mention that that will not only be part of this Make 9 mail, but it also is, I'm kind of doing it as part of two other make-alongs. So one is the fall garment knit-along, or fall garment make-along, because crochet is involved too. So fall garment make-along hosted by Knitty Natty. And then also the sweater weather Mal 20, I think is the hashtag. I'll put it below, but the sweater weather make along is hosted by the gentleman of the Bearded Purl. So I have entered both of those on Ravelry and have been kind of showing my progress over there in those message boards.
Is there like a time frame that you need to get those done or anything?
There is.
See, maybe it needs to be a crop then. You're almost done.
Yeah, actually, yeah, yeah.
Crushed it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Actually, so Caleb of the Bearded Purl had replied to my Instagram story of my crop where I had done the make along hashtag, and I was like, yeah, hopefully I'll be able to finish it to wear it this fall. And he's like, oh, well, you have to, like, the colors are so great. And I was like, yeah, I mean, and it is a crop and it is a short sleeve. So, like, there's really no reason I shouldn't be able to finish it. So, yeah, that might be making my decision. Maybe it will be a crop.
That's a hat for a baby.
If that's a hat for a baby, you're done. If you know what that quote is from, tell us below. If that is a hat for a baby, you're done. I hope someone gets it, because it's from a TV show. We'll give you that. It's from a TV show. So guess below if you know it. So yeah, those are the make-alongs I'm kind of working on. It's really just the faux set sweater that is kind of part of all of those. But yeah, I'm excited to jump in on this Make 9 Mal. I don't know, how much if I'll finish. I'm sure I know I won't finish everything. But,
I know you won't finish everything.
Yes, but it will be nice just to kind of keep accountable to a list for myself, and just as a way to organize kind of my perspective patterns going forward, and making sure that I am using things out of my stash, so that I can kind of get that a little lower and then buy more. That's what you do, right? So yeah, so that's all my scouting. I think that's covered all of our FOs, all of our whips, everything happening. Tim's patterns coming out, make sure to keep up on that, and we'll link below. Finally, the last bit was we had a couple guessing games in the last podcast.
The last podcast, I had said earlier that week it was my birthday, so
we asked you guys to guess how old he was.
And with some of the comments, I both on our podcast and on Instagram, thank you to some of you with how nice you were to
Noah
me.
Stitches, shouts to you for thinking that we were so young. He guessed that Tim was 28.
Yep. And
that Tim was older, which means he thinks that I am younger than 28. Yeah. Noah Stitches, you have my heart. Thank you so much. We are not that young.
You were right, though. Kayla is
younger.
Yes,
I am younger.
But I just turned 33, so...
Yeah. And I turned 30 earlier this year.
Yeah.
So. So it was nice to think that someone thought we looked that much younger.
I really wish I was 28 again.
Yeah. But that's all right. 30s are going okay. Yeah. I mean, this has been like, it was a good year for me to turn 30 because then I got to have our son right after. So, I mean, 30's not so bad. And I'm sure anyone that's older than us is like, oh, you idiots. Or just, cursing us for whatever. But yeah, so fun guessing game and have a good first week of your 33rd year.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well, thank everyone for watching. We'll be back every Sunday to talk more about all things handcrafted. If you enjoyed this podcast, make sure to hit the like button and consider subscribing. Also, turn on the bell so you're notified anytime we upload another podcast. You can find us on Ravelry, Instagram, and our website at heritageartsco.com, and we'll include links to everything below in the description. Also, make sure to go check out my patterns on our Etsy site. So,
that will also be linked below.
Yes. Keep on crafting.
Thanks for watching.